You're just telling us about Dad.
My father is someone who is a kind-hearted person. He takes care of everyone. He grew up in a small town, Dayton, Ohio. He was looking for something more. His mother was a real estate agent, and his father was a librarian in the library, I think 2 streets down from him. He only traveled once in his whole childhood, and he never really did much. Him and his brother were really close. He was top of his high school, 5th in his class. Ron knew that he wanted to live the rich and famous life, so he knew he had to step up his game. Compassion, communication, and hard work are the 3 traits he told me to live by, and he lives by himself. The first trait I will be talking about is compassion. Compassion to me is someone who's always there for me, and that was my father. My dad took care of my mother when she was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. I was 8 years old when this happened, and still to this day don't know how to handle that. I started to fail a lot of my classes, didn't care about school. My father helped me throughout my high school career, pushed me, was the reason I graduated. While doing that, he was constantly taking care of my mother, feeding her, bathing her. He was her caregiver. While doing that, he was still working as a dentist 5 days a week. He had a lot on his plate. Every volleyball game, he would braid my hair, pick out my outfits. He was my mother for about 8 years of my life. He showed me and my mother how strong someone can be and how much someone could handle and still be a well-giving person. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about his second trait, communication. Communication has always been a big part of my life. Growing up in a small town, my father knew that it was going to be a struggle for him to move away to a big town and start over. In his family, everyone was very shy. His brother didn't get out much. Both of his parents were very quiet. He wanted to be different from that, as he told me all of my life I should be too. He was about 10 years old when he went to his first appointment with his general dentist. He saw the way that his doctor would communicate, and everyone liked him in the town, and he was just very different than both of his parents, and he looked up to that. Not only did my father like the way that the doctor was very social, but he was very well-rounded. He immediately knew that communication was going to be a big part of his life if he wanted to be a dentist. I've always been a big communicator as well. I let everyone know what's on my mind at any given time, and he says to me, the only words that hurt you are the ones that you never say. I still live to this motto to this day, and I will for the rest of my life. The last trait my father uses in his daily life is hardworking. My father's always been a hard worker, no matter what he does. Whether it's helping me, get on the bus to school, or helping my mother get dressed, he's always been a hard worker to make sure our family was well-rounded. My father came from a very average family, as you guys know. My dad was always very humble. After meeting the doctor, he looked up what qualifications he needed to get into dentistry. From that point, from the time he was 10 till the day he became the licensed dentist, he was on his game and has never stopped working. After he became a licensed doctor, after 9 years of school, he wasn't done yet. He took me to his first property where up in Norfolk, or up in Portsmouth, where he turned a awful looking house into a great new renovated apartment complex. I would be in awe of how much he would change these houses and change lives. After seeing the love he had for helping our community in Tidewater, I knew I wanted to be this way. Since then, I've always worked above and beyond and done what I think was right for the best of me and my peers. Life does not owe you anything. Work hard, become the best person you can be a lifelong learner, and never quit learning and challenging yourself. Listen before you talk. Everyone wants to be heard. And patience, people will trust you if you listen to their concerns first. Show them that you care about them, not only yourself, my dad would tell me. In life, regardless of what you do, you are only as good as your word. Be truthful and keep your word as best you can.